Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Genius Knowledge Point, your go-to place for practical programming solutions for diploma, computer and IT students. If you are stuck on any practical assignment or just want to learn how to solve programs step by step, then you are in the right place. The main purpose of making this video is to provide practical knowledge to all diploma students so that they can develop their own programs which will be helpful for their future. Now in this video we are going to see the next practical of our OOP practicals, that is practical number 9 for object oriented programming, that is under Diploma, Computer and IT 3rd semester and case scheme. So this practical is to create array of object. So in this practical we have to create some class, and instead of creating single object we will be creating array of objects. So that will be the basic concept behind this practical. So let us see the first question. Write a C++ program to declare class account having data members as account number and balance. Accept this data for 10 accounts and display data of account having balance greater than 10,000. So in this program what we have to do, we have to create a class account and the data members are given as account number and balance. So these will be the data members. Then we have to accept data for 10 accounts. So instead of using a single object we have to receive this data for 10 accounts. So for 10 accounts we will be accepting account number and balance, and finally we have to display those accounts whose balance is greater than 10,000. So let us see the structure of this program with the diagram. So this is the basic class definition, that is class name is account, then account number and balance, these will be the member variables, and functions that we will be doing in the coding part. So when we are creating a single object of that class, then we will be creating it like this, A1. So account A1 will be the single object. Similarly, if we create one more object, that is account A2, so this will be the second object. Similarly, if we continue to create objects one by one, then we will be having A1 to A10. So this is how we can create 10 objects. But in this case, every time we have to declare that object, we have to put a statement as account A1, account A2, account A3, account A4. So that will be the lengthy process and coding part will be more. So instead of creating this object separately, we can go to array of object. So how to create array of object? We will be using a class name, then after that space we will be putting object name, and after that inside square bracket we will be adding size of that array. So this is how we can create array of object. So in this array we are creating 10 objects of account class, and their location will be, as we know, the array location starts with 0. So A0 will be the first object, A1 will be second object, and similarly A9 will be 10th object. So these are the locations of 10 objects of account class. So this is how we can create array of object. And as we know, inside array or while using array we can use loop also, so that will be having a less coding part. So let us move to the coding part. So initially we have to include both the header files. Then I am creating a class account. So class account, then starting bracket, then after that I am opening a public section. Inside that I am creating both the member variables, that is int account number and balance will be in float format. After that, creating accept function to accept the account details, that is account number and balance. So inside accept function I am putting a message enter account number, that is accepted in account number variable. Similarly, balance is entered, accepted into balance variable. So display accept function is complete. After that, to put the account details we have to use the display function, that is inside display function I will be using output operations, that is cout, account number is printed, then balance is printed. So the display function is complete and the class is closed. Now moving toward the main function, that is inside main I have taken int I. As we know that we are taking the array of objects, so for that purpose we have to use the for loop. So for that for loop we have to take some variable, that is int I have taken. Then I am creating array of object, that is class name space a, that is the object name, and inside the square bracket I am passing size. So as given in the question, we have given that we have to accept the details for 10 objects, but for entering less data on the output stream, I am taking the size as 5. Whenever you are doing the program, you have to take that 5 and you have to replace that with 10. So for entering less data, I am just taking the size as 5. The other functionalities are same. Next I am putting a message, that is enter the account details. So this is the simple message. Then we have to accept the data for 5 objects, and for that we have to run the for loop. So that's why I have taken the for loop, that is for I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So as we know that, we have seen in the diagram that the starting location of our first object will be 0th location. So that's why the I variable will start from 0, then the ending location will be less than the total size, that is 4. So that's why I taken I is less than 5 and I plus plus, that is incrementing the object variable. Then after that I am calling the accept method, and that is on a of I dot accept. So with this statement, it is inside the for loop, so that's why it will run 5 times, and every time it will be the taking new object. So a of 0 dot accept will run first time, then a of 1 dot accept will run next time, and every time it will be asking to enter account number and balance, and that will be stored into their respective objects variables. So this is how the data is accepted for 5 objects. Then after that we have to display the details whose balance is greater than 10,000. So for that purpose I am putting a message, that is account with balance more than 10,000 are. So this is simple message. Then after that we have to check whose balance are greater than 10,000. So for that purpose again I am taking second for loop. So in that for loop the same loop will be there, that is for I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. But inside the for loop we have to check whose balance is greater than 10,000. So for that purpose I am taking if condition. So this is the condition to check whose balance is greater than 10,000. So if a of I dot balance, that means the balance variable of the object which is inside the array, if greater than 10,000, then I am running the display method on that object only. So this is inside the if condition. So this statement is inside if condition. That means the person or the account which is having balance greater than 10,000, that will be displayed only in this for loop. So we have accepted for 5 objects, but whose balance is greater than 10,000, those will be visible only with the display function. So this is how the for loop has ended, and finally getch is there to hold the output screen, and return 0 is there as the main function is having integer return type. So this completes the coding part. So just I am selecting all this, copying it, going to compiler, pasting all the code here, going to debug, running the code. So it is asking me to enter account number. So this is the simple message we have printed. Then after that it is asking me to enter account number. This is for first object. So I am just putting some value. Then for balance I am entering 5,000. Then it is asking me to enter the account number of second object. So that is some value. Then I am putting 50,000. Then it is for third object. Then it is for fourth object, and I am putting 20,000 as the balance. Then account number 6,000 as balance. So after entering, our first for loop will be complete, and if you see the second for loop has started here. This is the message we have printed, accounts with balance more than 10,000 are. So as we have used the condition inside second for loop, so it will not display all the account details. It will display the accounts with more than 10,000 balance only. So we have displayed the more than 10,000 balance, that is this account number with 2323, which has entered the balance as 50,000, and second is 7878 account number that is having 20,000 balance. So this is how we have printed the accounts which is having greater than 10,000 balance. So this is how we have completed the first question. Now the next question is write a program to declare class birthday having data member day, month and year. Accept this info for object using pointer to array of object and display. So it is similar to the previous question, but additionally we have to use the pointer to array of object. So initially we have to create this class birthday, and inside that we will having data members, that is day, month and year. So these are the numbers that we have to store, and after that we have to create array of that object, and we have to use pointer to array of object. So let us see diagrammatically how to create this. So consider this as your class, that is birthday class, which is given in the question. Then inside that I am having some member variables, that is day, month and year. These are the integer values. Then after that I can take functions, that is one function to accept the data from user and second function to display the data to the user. So this is how the class definition can be. And next, as we create array of object, so similarly we can create array of birthday object. So that is birthday, then object name, and inside the square bracket we can pass value, that is size of that array. So this is how the size is declared and your array of object is created here. After that, as the question is given, we have to use the pointer to array of object. So initially I have to create a pointer that will be of type class birthday. So this is how I am creating pointer of birthday class. So birthday space star, and this is the pointer name, bptr is the pointer name. So this is how I am creating a pointer which is of birthday class. Then after that, as we have seen in the C programming, that whenever we are creating pointer, we have to store some address inside that pointer. So I have to store some address inside this bptr. So what I am storing here, bptr is equal to ampersand b of 0. So this is the address of first object of birthday class. So whenever we have created this array, so in this array we will be having a location like b0, b1, b2, b3 and b4. So I am storing the first object's address inside the pointer. So the address is stored here. Now whenever we are incrementing that pointer, so what will happen, that pointer will be pointing to next object of the array. So if I am doing bptr++, then what will happen, it will be pointing to b of 1. Similarly, whenever we are doing decrement of that pointer, so what will happen, it will be pointing to the previous object. So this is how we have to locate our objects inside our program using the pointer increment and decrement. So let us go to the coding part. Before that, I want to say that whenever you see any new program, so you have to take a pen and paper and you have to develop the structure like this. So this will be helpful for designing your entire program, and the rough structure of your program is ready in front of you. Directly going into the notepad or any text editor or your compiler and typing the code, that will be difficult. So for that you have to develop the structure like this, and this method is helpful when you are writing your theory paper. That time also this method is helpful, because before writing on the actual paper your structure is ready. You can develop your program in the rough work and then you can go to the fair work. Because what will happen, if there is a mistake while writing the program, in practicals you can cut that mistake and you can correct your code. But when you are writing in the theory paper, there is no provision to correct your code if you have taken any mistake. That's why you have to develop your program in the rough page. You have to take a pen and paper or do it roughly, and after that you do it on the fair work. So this is how the programming is done. So next, moving to the coding part. If you see, initially we have to include both the header files. Then I am defining the class, that is birthday class. Then inside that I am taking private members as a day, month and year, and all the three values are integer values. So because our day values, month values and year values are always integer. Then after that, opening a public section, inside that I am taking one function, that is accept function, to accept all the three values, that is entering message, enter day, then using scene accepting day value, similarly accepting month and year value. So your accept function is accepting all the three values for particular object. And after that I am starting the display function definition. So inside the display function I will be displaying the birthday. So see out birthday, this is the message which will be displayed on the screen. And after that we have to display this birthday as a date format. So for that purpose we are using some formatting, that is attachment of variables and slash. So this is how you can develop your output. So day, this is the day value which will be printed. Then after that I am attaching a forward slash as a string, then again attaching month value, then again attaching forward slash, and after that year. So it will look like a date in front of the user. So this is how the display function is done. Then after that class is closed. Then going to the main function, inside main we have created object of array of object, that is birthday, then b, and inside bracket there is a size, that is 5 objects are created here. Then after that we are creating a pointer, because the question is given to use pointer. So birthday and star bptr, this is the pointer, and initially we have to point it to the particular location. So bptr is equal to ampersand b of 0. So initially I am pointing that pointer to the first object. So b of 0 is the first object. Then after that I am taking int n is equal to 5. So this is for the looping purpose. Then for I is equal to 0, then I is less than 5, I plus plus. So this is a looping variable I. Inside that I am entering a message, enter the details for birthday, and I am attaching value of I plus 1. So that is, it will display enter the details for birthday 1, then enter the details for birthday 2, and similarly so on. So this is how the message is formatted. Then after that I am using bptr arrow. So this operator is called arrow operator. So this is used whenever you are dealing with the pointer of object. So this bptr is the pointer to the object, that's why we cannot use dot operator here. Generally what we do, we use dot operator when we have object. So in this case we have to use the arrow operator. So bptr arrow accept. So this is how the accept method is run for bptr, and whatever inside bptr, and inside bptr we have the object of first array. So this is how bptr will be calling accept method on first object. And after that, as we have seen in the diagram, we have to move to the next object. So that's why I am incrementing the pointer variable. So bptr plus plus will be incrementing pointer variable. So automatically it will go to the next object. Similarly, this all the code inside for loop will run for second object using the bptr pointer, and so on it will run it for the all the objects. So the for loop is closed, which is for accepting only. Then after that we want to display all the details, but before displaying, what we have to do, as our pointer is moved using increment operator, so we have to set that back to the initial object, that is first object. So that's why we have to set bptr is equal to ampersand 0. So what will happen, your pointer will be pointing to the first object again. So this is how we are moving your pointer backward. Then after that I am just printing simple message displaying all the birthdays, again using the for loop, that is int I is equal to 0, I is less than 5. So this loop will run 5 times from 0 to 4, and again 5 times what will happen, it will print birthday, that is in front of the cout. Then after that it will print a location, so that will print birthday 1, and after that I'm again using the same pointer, that is bptr arrow display. So this time we are calling the display method using the pointer. So initially it will call the display method for first object, then again I am incrementing it, so it will call the display method for second object, and so on until the for loop is closed. So this second for loop is for displaying all the birthdays and using pointer. So this is how the birthdays are displayed. Then after that we have to use the get ch to hold the output screen, and finally return 0, as the main function is having integer return type. So the coding is complete here. Selecting all, going to compiler, pasting all the code here, then running the code. So it is asking me to enter the details for birthday 1. So enter day. So this is asking me to enter the day value. So I am entering some values, that is month, then year, then second value year, then third value, then fourth value, then finally the fifth value. So we have entered all the birthdays here. So our accept function is complete here. So if you see, every time it is asking me to enter the day, month and year, because we are inside the loop, and that loop has run for 5 objects, and finally after entering all the details, the display function has run for 5 objects, which is inside for loop. So if you see, all the birthdays are displayed as we have entered them, and those birthdays are gone to their respective objects sequentially using the for loop. So this is how the birthdays are displayed and the output is done. And so we have completed the question, which is to display the birthdays using array of object and pointed to the object. And same, the practical number 9 is complete. So that's it for today's practical. I hope this helped you understand the solution clearly. Code for this practical is available at the link given in the description. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such diploma level programming solutions. If you have any doubts or need solutions for other programs, drop a comment below. I will be happy to help. And hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching and happy coding.